All right, we have Khama Worthy back on the show, coming off his impressive third-round submission win over Luis Pena this past weekend at UFC on ESPN 12. Huge win for the Death Star, who's multitasking right now. He's doing an interview and teaching a class at the same time. How are you, man?
Told you I'd be back on Monday. I wasn't joking. It's Tuesday. I'm doing good, man. Can't complain.
Well, it's good to see you, man. Congratulations on the win. And I'll be honest with you, sir. You winning the fight wasn't very surprising at all. You came into the fight winning 6 straight. But submitting Luis Pena, that surprised me a little bit and surprised a lot of other people. Maybe we're just casuals after all, Khama. But that choke was absolutely nasty. The setup was brilliant. You're not just a knockout artist, are you?
No, I mean, like I said, I train in Pittsburgh. Like, Pennsylvania has some of the best wrestlers in the world. I've done my whole career here fighting in Pittsburgh and Ohio. So I've known me D1 wrestlers I've run into. like there's a D1 wrestler in every fucking corner with his ears all fucking messed up and shit. So they're all over the fucking place. So you have to learn how to deal with high level grappling, fighting out of PA. Even if you are a high level striker like myself, I still have to learn how to deal with that. So I have a couple of tricks that I work on, and that's one of them.
Yeah, it wasn't like a catch-can guillotine choke. Like, there were some modifications to it, a little bit of a different angle, a different grip, and different position. Like, how long have you had that particular choke in your arsenal?
So I have like 3 different ones depending on what the person does and stuff like that. But my man, like I said, after my fight, my man Isaac Greeley, he's a MMA coach out here. He runs the Mat Factory. They have like world-class wrestlers and grapplers up there and stuff, world-class fighters as well. That's for Chris Dempsey, Don Mazzata, Dalton. They all train out there. And they're like our sister gym and stuff. I've been going there for at least like 3 or 4 years now, probably 5 years actually. And he showed me that a while ago because I was stopping it. I was stopping takedowns a certain way, and he was showing me if I was really, instead of just pulling guard, like a lot of people jump for guillotine and pull guard, like that guillotine is just used to make it that people don't feel comfortable applying pressure for the takedown and force them to stand up. But if they keep pushing forward, then I just lock it up. And actually, like what he did was actually the right thing to do. That should get you out of the submission, but the guillotine, it's like backwards. Like, and it's on the wrong way, and it's like, oh, it locks up, and then like you either tap or you go unconscious, one or two. So it's pretty impressive type of choke.
Yes, you have to come up with some kind of nickname for that. Like Aljamain Sterling was able to pull up the Sulov stretch on Cody Stamen, and he called it the Funk Strudel. Do you have a name for that you've been playing around with at all?
Oh, shit. There you go. Oh, because that's what everyone said when I have it. Everyone's like, oh, shit, what the hell was that? So it was called the oh, shit. Even though, like, who did it? Jordan Griffin, his last fight, he fought the card as me as well. His last fight, he did the same thing. He did the same type of guillotine where they're pressing for that takedown and you trap them. They think they're safe, but in reality, they're going to end up choking themselves unconscious or tapping. Like it's a push for the wrestler. Hold on, that 3. All right, get clean and press now with the weight, same weight. Yep, same slow motion. Sorry.
You are the multitasker after all. I know you were asked this at the media day, but I spoke with Luis like 10 minutes after I spoke with you heading into the fight, and he shared your enthusiasm for the matchup. He shared your enjoyment of Feely versus Jourdain, and it was on this very program that he said that he was going to meet you in the middle and see who would drop first. And in the first round, kind of seemed to be the plan, but the second round plans changed a little bit. Did anything at all surprise you in that fight?
No. The only thing I kind of beat up myself for, because I should have, I kind of like got into, like, I was trying something different, and that's how he was able to get the takedown off of me. And I was really like, I made a thing on Instagram today, and I gave myself a C+ for that performance because I was so worried about his darts that I didn't trust my own jiu-jitsu. So when he got the side control, I didn't dig for the underhook and look the pressure up. I was trying to think about what not to do because I didn't want to get, like, if I didn't want to go into side control, I didn't want to go for the underhook. And he like pushed my head down and get a darts because his darts are wicked. And I was worried about that. And as I'm worrying about that, the motherfucker climbs a mountain like, fuck. So I was like, okay, and then I went to blow out of it. And I'm like, okay, I'll give him my back. I'm cool with that. I know my back defense is solid. I'm okay with him being on my back. I'm like, I'll just let him wear out. But he was such a weird, his body was so weird, like the length and stuff, like the pressure. He didn't apply the pressure where everyone else applies the pressure on my back that allows me to turn. He applied it to my hips, and I couldn't really move the way I wanted to. So it took me a lot longer to roll over and stuff. He did exactly what I thought he was going to do. But I knew, like, I think there's maybe like 2 or 3 guys or 4, maybe 5 guys in the UFC that when I say, let's go strike, are going to be, all right, motherfucker, let's go. Like, I know everyone says they watch and like, oh, he doesn't look like he hits hard. It's not like, I've said it before after my last fight. I said I'm not like everybody else. Like, I'm just the way that I strike, and like I'm a thinker. I was so happy because Dominic Cruz said it. He's like, oh, you're a thinker fighter. Like, and Dominic Cruz was just giving me praises to my strike. I'm like, yeah, that's fucking cool shit. Because like the way the setups and the traps that I set standing up, and my comfortability of like being in danger at that time, like I just we're in a fight, and I think that goes back to my training partners. Like I say, if you come into my gym, the academy, you're going to get fucked up, and you're going to get used to being fucked up because we're going to go at you. So if you get used to that feeling, then when you're in the fight, it's not a foreign feeling for you. And a lot of fighters, I see them in fights, they get pushed to that point where that guy's trying to take their head off, and they're like, oh shit, I've never been here before. I've been there like twice, 2 or 3 times a week. My man is trying to kill me. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, it was mentioned on the broadcast, like the way that you were planting your feet in that first round, counter striking. Like you weren't bouncing back and forth. You just had your feet planted, and whatever he threw, you were already ready to come back with that.
Yeah, the problem is he's freaking 6'4", and if I disengage too much and then he blitzes, I'm on the outside, and he can just keep hitting me. It gives him the advantage. So I was like, fuck that. Me and my coaches were like, be smart about your movements, be like, have your allies on, like being alert. But he like, just stay there. Make him come to you. Like, why try to hit him and then disengage? If I disengage, I can't hit him. He can definitely hit me because he's much longer. So I played the medium range instead. Like, that's why his kicks couldn't really get through. His jumping knees were really awkward because instead of playing back, trying to play the far back range, which I normally do, I did what most people try to do to me when they fight me. I played the inside range and made him, like, I made him miss a lot. Like, that was the big thing, making him miss and making him feel really uncomfortable trying to punch me. That was the big thing I wanted to make sure I did because, like, when you, like, people don't really know, but when you, like, punch and miss, like, you ever hit a double end ball? But in a fight, when you hit a double end ball and that motherfucker punches you back, like that's a big thing Dominic Cruz kept saying. He goes, every time he makes him miss, he hits him. And that's discouraging. Like that's my head coach, Master White Fang. That's the biggest thing that he preaches is strike and return, strike and return, strike and return. If you make them miss, you should hit them. You don't have to kill them, but you should hit them because now their brain is like, their brain is setting a pattern of like reflexes. It's like, you ever been walking down your steps? It's how I explain it to my students. You ever been walking down your steps at night and you think there's a step there and it's not, and you go to step and then you stop because your brain's kind of like, oh shit, let's recalculate everything. That's what I like to have people have that type of feeling in the fight. And you don't really have time to recalculate. I'm still hitting you. I'm hitting you. You're worried about getting hit. So I try to create that type of like distraction in your brain and stuff. So it's more of a mental thing than everything. Because again, I'm 33. He's younger. He's like 26. He's younger. He's faster. He has nowhere near as much energy. He doesn't have much stress and wear and tear. So I have to beat him up here rather than physical.
A C+ though, like, listen, you fighters are all the same, man. You're humble and you're so self-critical. Is this a legit C+ or is this like a humble C+?
That's a C+. C+. It can't be a B. Like he cut through my guard twice like butter, all because I was worrying about shit. And then when I knew in his last fight, he got that fucking omoplata, and I worked on that. I said, I'm going to limp arm. I was supposed to limp arm, step back, and throw a straight up knee because he shot right in, just like I knew he would, and I didn't. Instead, I went and tried to push the guillotine. I almost got fucking Von Flute choke. That was me being greedy. I knew the guillotine wasn't going to come until later, and I didn't quite have it, so I still tried to push it. So it's a B. It's a C+. So
is it fair to say that the Devontae Smith win was more satisfying? Did you grade that one a little higher, or is this one more satisfying?
The Devontae Smith fight, I got a B plus in that one. That was a B plus rating. Like that was good. Like, I mean, I jumped in a little bit of times. I didn't check the leg kicks enough for my liking. But that was a B plus. All my traps were working and stuff. You know, I did everything I wanted to do in that fight. But I really didn't even get started in the Devontae fight. It just happened to happen. Like he kind of ran into the trap early than I thought he would. So that was a B. But yeah, I didn't like the display, like my grappling. It kind of looked like I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I did know what I was doing. I was just overthinking what he was capable of, and I have to have a little bit more faith in myself when it comes to being on the ground and stuff. Which obviously I have, because then I pull off the submission, everyone's sitting there all like fucking caveman SpongeBob and shit. And I'm like, shit, like I don't want people looking like that, like thinking I'm a one-dimensional fighter, because I'm not. I just enjoy hurting people, you know. And if you give me a submission, I'll take it. Like you give me your back. If I get to your back, you're fucked. Like you can't put me on your back. You can't let me get a triangle, and you can't, like, you know, I mean, I have mad submissions that I like. I just usually just a time if I can see something. Like I for a second I was kind of upset with myself for not rolling him over and punching him out. Because I like punching people better. But I knew it was so good, and I was a little bit tired too. We were both tired with the third round. So I was like, nah, I'm going to go for this. All right, hold on 1 second. Hey, guys, so each of y'all grab a dummy. We're putting up on our shoulder. 10 slams. No, they're both the same way. Go ahead.
So yeah. You posted a video on your social media the other day. It was of your kids watching the fight, and they were going absolutely bananas. That has to be like the best feeling in the world, right?
Yeah, man. I was at my man Kurt Brady. He's like a big brother to me. He takes care of the family while I'm going for the fights and stuff. And he had my girl and the kids and my little baby, little Marley. She's acting like a maniac just because everyone else is acting crazy, and all the kids and Kirk's kids. And yeah, it was fun, man. I like seeing that. That makes it worthwhile. Seriously, like makes it really worthwhile.
One thing I had no idea about Khama was the fact that you were a model in the past. Like you're a good-looking guy, but I had no idea that you were modeling, bro. Like when was that?
That was way before I even started training. I moved to New York just to check it out. I was in Pittsburgh. I was bored. I didn't want to go to school, and I got offered some modeling stuff here in Pittsburgh. I did it, and I liked it. And then this lady said they had a model house in New York, so I moved up there, and I moved to a model house. It was like me, like 12 other people, and shit. It was mad fun. You got to go on castings, get some stuff. It was cool. It was an experience, you know. And then New York was an experience in itself, like just to see people different. Like coming from Pittsburgh, New York is just different. There's different culture, different people, a lot of different ways of seeing things. So I think that helped me out a lot as well.
When was the last time you modeled for anything? Do you remember?
It was a long time ago, like really fucking long time ago. But I'm not against the whole idea of it. I'm like, yo, if there's any companies out there, you want to get me on your thing, you know what I mean? You can like kind of double up your market, you know, hit it, get at me, get at my management team, Jason House and them. You contact me personally. I'm all about modeling. I'm cool. Like scars, chicks dig scars, right?
I mean, there's precedence. We got some fighters doing the modeling thing right now in the UFC.
Oh yeah, that's fucking Rocco, man. Rocco, he be on Ralph Lauren. He be doing serious modeling shit. You got to plant your feet when you get it up.
At the bottom.
There you go.
Do you want to push your feet on like that?
You said something to the media that you've been saying since you beat Devontae Smith, and that's you don't fight because you have this like dream of becoming a world champion. I mean, if it comes, that's cool, but you just want to be in exciting fights. And you said on Saturday night during your scrum, like you want Robbie Lawler versus Rory McDonald type of matchup. So I guess who in your line of vision can give you that kind of crazy war that you're seeking, Khama? What makes sense to you?
Definitely, like I said, I definitely want to get Azatar. I mean, because he has a 90% knockout ratio. I'm like, oh really? Oh fuck. Oh really? Okay, like that's the shit that gets me up in the morning to go jog 20 miles or some shit. So I'm like, yeah, that's all the way on your shoulder, guys. That's what I want. That's what I want to see. Like I said, Yancey. I've like I said, for Yancey, he's just anybody that like fucks with the Diaz brothers is a fucking savage. Like I mean, I know Nate. He's now I don't think he'd get back down to 55. I would love to featherweight or Nick, the wrong one, right? Yeah, Nick. I'm like, if he's fucking huge, so there's no way he's getting back down to 55. I got to meet him at my last fight. Been a fan of his forever. I'm like, this motherfucker never making it 55. But like, they're fun fights, man. You know what I mean? Like, and like, of course, everyone wants to win, but I don't want to win. Like there's some fighters are just boring as fuck, man. Like, dude, who wants to watch that shit? Like, how do you go home after winning a fight like that and like the crowd's booing you and shit? Oh man, I can't. I mean, I'd rather fight guys are fun fights, and I want to take my time and like get my proper place in UFC, but also get some interesting fights. So I mean, like Azatari, I mean, like I have 2 fights, he has 1 fight. Hopefully, they can make that fight freaking happen. I know the Khabib versus Gaethje card's coming up. I think that's going to be on Fight Island. I mean, I know he trains with him. I mean, we could be on the card. It's another high-ranking lightweight as the main event, and I think that would be a good way to do it, or something before that. I know Yancey was supposed to fight, and his fight got canceled. So if we can mix it up in there, like either way, I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, like one of my rules for the website is I have to do a matchmaking column that drops like the Monday after the card. So I suggested Lando Venata because, one, it's a little bit of a step up in the rankings and it gets you close to the top 15. Not that you probably particularly care about that, but Lando's a guy who's been known to get in a war or 2 throughout his career. He's got some highlight reel finishes, man.
He's definitely a fun fighter too. And like it sucks because like all the fighters I'm looking at fighting, I would respect like hell. Like I would like really I wouldn't have any dislike against, even like with Pena. Like I don't have, so it sucks. I don't even like sharing my like fight videos afterwards. Like I don't want to share like me beating up on like a cool fucking people. I'm telling my students and my fans, I'm like, yo, don't be talking shit on them. Like don't be talking shit on like, but especially with the Devontae thing, I'm like, don't talk like that to my man. Now Pena was so cool from the beginning to the end. It was nothing but respect. So someone wrote something like on one of my posts the other day, and I made him take it down. I'm like, yo, he wasn't disrespectful at all. You don't be disrespectful. Like I'm like, we already fought, it's past, and we move on from that shit. Do that again.
Is there someone, like you mentioned Diaz, is there someone in that division that you hope that you get to fight someday because it will give you everything that you're looking for in that department besides Diaz? Like, is someone that can make 55, I guess? I mean, I don't really like calling out like top 10, 15 guys and shit like that. But of course, like the guy who's a fucking savage, who I've been a big fan of forever, is Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee's a fucking monster. That guy's a complete monster. That would be one hell of a task. Like once I was to get to that point to like prepare for him, and like I'd have to like go into the mountains to prepare for Kevin Lee, because like I don't think a lot of people give Kevin Lee the credit he deserves. That motherfucker's an animal. Like he's a freak of nature. Like he's wicked. Like and then obviously like Poirier and Hooker, like those type of guys. Like you get near one of them, like somebody's fucking gonna die tonight. And I like those type of fights. Like I would like to like engage in those. So now I'll just look at the guys at my level until I get there and shit. But again, if I get 2 more wins, I can make that jump. Again, it's just all about making sure I make that jump with the proper financial stability. Because like after that, like that fight with Poirier and shit, you're like, dog, yeah, I'm pretty sure they made like 10 times what I made. So they're like, that's okay to do that type of shit. Like, so are you on like you're on a 4-fight deal, I assume, right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so 1 more fight, you're close. You could probably get to the renegotiation table, and then we can start messing around with the Kevin Lees.
Yeah, man. I'm like, yeah, man, whatever. I'm just looking to get some corporate sponsors. Monster Energy drink. I love my man Hands and Run Monster. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna make a whole thing for him. I'm like, yo, get at me already. Let's go. He owns Triumph as well. I'm like, somebody needs to do that. And also, I forget what interview it was, but I made a talk to 50 Cent and told 50 Cent to bring back those. You ever watch Power? You watch Power? No,
I haven't watched it yet. No.
I'm pretty sure you heard of it. But they killed off my man Ghost in Power, and I told 50 Cent, I made a public service announcement. I'm going to make it here again. Yo, 50, Fast and Furious brought back 80 motherfuckers. Like, seriously. And the one that just came out, they had to be canceled because of Corona. They brought back the Asian dude that obviously burnt in the car crash. So if they can keep bringing people back, you can bring back freaking Ghost and make some more power. We don't want to see no spinoff shit. That's garbage. I want to see power come back with Ghost. And you can bring back Angela too, because those are my characters. Those characters had a place in my heart. And when they both died, it pissed me off. Like, you can ask my girl, I was mad as hell. Like, that's garbage. I've never been so connected to a character, because like just watching that show really gave me a little bit more drive, and I think it kind of led me to this point where I'm at in the UFC. I tell people that all the time. So when they killed him off, it kind of pissed me off. So 50 Cent. See this, tag 50, hey, everyone, tag 50 Cent in this shit until he responds. I want to see Ghost come back. I'm not playing, dude.
There we go. I have a feeling this part will be clipped out for social media, but hell of a performance, man. I think you proved to a lot of people that you're a threat in a lot of different ways. You're on a roll right now, and I think I speak for a lot of people when I say that we're excited to see what's next for you and your team. Like, you pulled a Uriah Faber and used your time to put your team over on Saturday night.
My boys are the shit, man. Like, they are. And like I said, because we're in Pittsburgh, like, I don't think we get the proper recognition because we're a smaller gym. Like, I mean, I'm in my gym now. My gym, oh shit, hold on. You can like walk from one edge to the end of my gym in like a good 30 seconds, you know what I mean? But we come in here and we do fucking work. Like, we do serious work. We put in work. We have a small group of guys, and we have one-on-one coaching. I think that's what makes us more dangerous. Like, every big gym start off as a small gym. And I try to tell fighters that. I'm like American Top Team just didn't start off with 80 freaking guys. Uriah Faber's team Alpha Male start out with him and like two other, you know what I mean? Like, that's how gyms start off. So you don't have to go to a big gym. Just get the proper coaching, get the proper training, and like make it happen. And here in Pittsburgh, we have some of the best grapplers in the world. Like, we do. Like, we have some of the best wrestlers in the world, and we can adjust, and we have what it takes. And then, like, with myself and like a lot of other striking coaches around here, I mean, like, we got it good. So you don't have to go to big gyms. If you want to train, you want to be a professional fighter, come on down to my gym, the Academy. I'll put you in with the right direction. If you can't make it out my way in the Academy, I'll put you in the proper direction for a different gym that I know. I know all the gyms around here and stuff. So Pittsburgh, we got it out here. So time for Dana White to let us in.
You're the man, Khama. Congratulations on the win. All the best to you, sir.
Thanks, brother.